Well, welcome to the program now. I think I've got him on the telephone here. Supervisor Rex Bohn, good morning.
Morning. How you doing this morning?
Well, I'm not doing too bad. One of our two questions looks like Sheriff Bill Hansel has already addressed, and with the positive news that we appreciate, and that is the beach situation. We got his press release, as JB just shared. Would you want to add any comments along what is anticipated from Newsom today, and then Sheriff Bill Hansel's response?
Well, and I really appreciate the sheriff because we talked at length last night because this is the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. This really upset people, and I was on the phone with. It upset people, and I think he had to address it. He wanted to get some more information. We talked this morning, and this is a prime example why one size does not fit all. The situation in L.A., even though I don't think some of the photos were actually as truthful as they were older photos, but I do think they had an issue because I did see some live broadcasts. And they have 25 million, 28 million people down there. We don't. And the other aspect is we don't have 85-degree temperature. So, I know that went out to the beach this weekend. Had no problem social distancing. Even on a good day, we usually don't have a problem. So this seemed to be so far-reaching because I really feel that the governor kind of got a little upset that everybody defied him. So I think he overreacted. That's just my personal feelings. That's nothing to do with Humboldt County or anything else. But I think a lot of people feel the same way because, the people that need the social distance, I think, the ones that, are most vulnerable are doing a great job, and the others are, I think, all in all, doing a really good job here in Humboldt.
I agree. Well, let me ask you this. In the philosophy of what the sheriff said, and the quote was something along the lines of what he is in charge of our constitutional rights being properly applied, that kind of philosophy, could it be applied to any of the other restrictions that we have been encumbered by?
I think that's where we're headed, Rollin. He has been just recently. The governor's mentioned that he's looking at a regional approach, and with that being, I think at best the state of California is 3 regions, but I would think we are 4 regions because I would love to get. I could reluctantly accept Santa Rosa into our group. And because we have a lot of interaction with Sonoma County, but even they are feeling this and wanting to go a little bit farther. San Francisco, Central Valley, they can do what they want. LA's in a world of their own, and but to put us all in the same blanket order, I think is disingenuous to us. I know we got the first testing station in the state, and there's 80 of them coming out in the next 2 weeks. So it was nice to get that little bit of notoriety. But with that, I'm not sure. The last time the governor was up here, he was a lieutenant governor, and he went as far as Bimbo for an afternoon. So, we are part of the state, and it would be nice to have a little more recognition. I think Assemblyman Woods and Senator McGuire do a great job. I had a pretty nice conversation yesterday and today with Assemblyman Woods and McGuire the day before, and they're feeling it. They also are in charge with working with the governor, and because they have to go and ask for monies for us, and they want to keep an open working relationship with them.
All right. Well, again, I appreciate that. It'd be interesting to see if Governor Newsom makes any adjustment to what he actually says today when he does his daily press conference at noon after seeing the retaliation that has come out from city councils, from county sheriffs, and the general population of California.
There were emails. I was sending emails. As close as you can get. It goes to the office of the governor, but he's not going to see him. You've got a intern reading him and says, "We got another one," but it's the idea he does have to feel the pressure because, Rollin, I felt the pressure. My phone didn't stop burning up till way late and started way early this morning. So, and talking with Assemblyman Woods this morning, he doesn't want to rock the cart, but he I mean, he didn't hide the fact that he's really upset about this. He has reached out to the administration, and he's asking the same thing, the one-size-fits-all approach. And the legislature, which is the part that scares me, the legislature, sorry, it's late, had no idea that they read it all in the news the same time we read it.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's the way you govern.
No, that's not the way our government has been set up in the United States. There's checks and balances. It's not just a dictatorship. I texted you last night. I said, hey, let's talk about this survey that the county has going on right now. Tomorrow, we're lucky enough at 8:15, we'll be talking to Dr. Frankovich about the situation and the future. So some of that future could be shaped by the survey. Let's talk about what's going on, and it's open to everybody until 5 o'clock tomorrow. Explain what's that all about.
Well, I think they're trying to get the issue being is, and I think what they're realizing is there's a lot of decisions being made by a lot of really smart people. I mean, he's Dr. Frankovich, and I've got to paraphrase it. She's a smart person, and then you throw in Dr. Luck up at St. Joe's, who is an infectious disease specialist who talks repeatedly daily with our health officer. And I have talked to probably 14 or 15 different rural counties through my RCRC, and I asked the question, I said, how does your populace get along with your public health officer? And it was pretty much unanimous they don't, because they are having to implement things that we don't like that infringe on our personal benefits, and it's hard to swallow, and we don't know them. So it's hard to take that. But what they do, there's no anything here that is anything but looking out for our safety. And they are running with their numbers. Whether we like those numbers or not, at the end of the day, my biggest thing I hope for is in 3 months, we're all going to be able to say, see, I told you were wrong.
All right. So the survey...
I'm also hoping everybody gets back to work.
Yeah. So the survey that's up, do you think it will have an impact in any decisions, or is just this here to placate us in the meantime?
No, it is not here. This is not to settle the masses or anything else. I have asked that repeatedly. If we are going to ask the people for input, then we need to incorporate that input. We can implement rules, and I'm working on something, and Supervisor Bass is helping me. We are working on something that we can make all the rules we want, but if the rules that we're instituting for people, if it's impossible for them to implement, or they may have better ideas to implement, we should be using the institutional knowledge that our business community has. A lot of people in government don't have that direct business knowledge because they've been helping keep everything else working, but there is so many nuances to being a private business owner, somebody that has to fight for the business that we just don't have.
No, definitely. So I've, as you know myself, I've been in that role some decade or two. It's been a few, but it's been in that role. Rex, I won't keep you any longer. I appreciate the input. I appreciate your being accessible to not only ourselves here on the radio, but for everybody else, whether they're in your district or not. We'll look forward to tomorrow at 8:15 talking to Dr. Frankovich and seeing what information she can shed with us here. You all have a tough role, and look forward to that time we just go to the beach and relax.
Well, and Rollin, just to throw that in there, our public health officer is probably saying a lot of things you don't want to hear, but the one thing is she will sit down with anybody and be as open as possible, i.e. your meeting tomorrow, and discuss it with you face-to-face, or in this way as close to face-to-face as we can go. So she's not hiding behind a locked door. She's as visible as we can be, and like I've asked people, and maybe I could ask you, who was our public health officer for the previous 8 years?
I'd have to do some research.
That's what I'm saying. But it was Dr. Baird, who has been here his whole life, which is a great doctor who has actually stepped back up and is helping with this mass quality work. But our public health officer usually takes care of our public health without any notoriety. As this and Dr. Frankovich went to work on February 1st, and kind of like getting to be my first time I got to be captain. I got to do the Titanic, and look what happened, you know. So, and I think she's doing as well as she feels possible. And I mean, Dr. Enos, and they have the state level, but she's not doing a popular job, but she's doing the job that we've asked of her.
All right. Rex, appreciate you joining us again on the program, and I know you and I will be in communication probably before the weekend's done, maybe before the day's done.
You think?
All right.
Thanks, Rollin.
Thanks. Take care. Bye.